Hello one and all, welcome back to part 3 of my Let's Play of Resident Evil Director's Cut. Let's pick up where we left off, shall we? Now, a particular puzzle didn't exactly pan out the way I wanted it to last time. So let's see, if not through patience and civil persistence, if we can get this 50 Shades of puzzle to change its mind. And there's also another puzzle that, as I say, it's a doable puzzle, but it can be a right bugger in a bit too if you're off by 1 pixel. But you see what I mean in a minute. Just sometimes even the most simple, the most doable of puzzles need a lot of concentration, because if you're not on the mark, right on the mark, then or you get one button push wrong, it won't have none of it. Picture of a newborn baby. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. I do believe we want infant next. Next picture. Picture of an infant. Yeah, wonderful. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yep. Picture of a lively boy. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. Picture of a young man. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. So then after that will be a middle-aged man. Picture of a tired middle-aged man. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. Wonderful. A picture of a bold-looking old man. There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. The picture is entitled "The End of Life." There's a switch below. Will you push it? Yes. One thing I find very strange and unnerving with this particular room, above all else, puzzle to puzzle, I always found it a bit unnerving and really weird that this room plays the exact same creepy and unnerving song, whether you get the puzzle right or not. If you get the puzzle right, it plays the same unnerving song. If you get the puzzle wrong, or by pushing one wrong button, it plays the same unnerving song. I mean, maybe it's me, it's not so much a nitpick, just, I don't know. I mean, at the very least, maybe they could have just chosen for an option where you hear, like, less, I don't know, music that makes it more encouraging to the point that you've actually got the puzzle right, instead of playing the same unnerving song again as if to think, oh no, they're going to try and attack me again. Unless I'm mistaken, we come up to the real prerogative style nitty gritty of antics in between. And when the chips are down, they don't get any more tedious yet doable than this puzzle. Now remember when I said, dear viewers, that this is a puzzle that you really had to be on pixel perfect to do? This is 10 out of 12 of it. See these little circular grates? Those circular grates and actually spout poison gas into the room if you get the puzzle wrong. These statues, with these statues, you have to push these statues over the grates to essentially stop the poison gas from being able to come out and kill you, or the very least whittle your health down a good peg. Well, the first statue isn't too bad to do. The second and last one can be the most tedious prerogative of this whole puzzle. If you're off by 1 pixel trying to get either one of these into place and you throw the switch, the whole room will fill with gas and you'll have no choice but to leave the room while potentially taking damage in the matter. morning, noon and night from the poison gas, and basically having to come back into the room and begin again. So hopefully I haven't made a mistake with this puzzle. We'll soon see when I press this switch. Here it goes, everyone. 3, 2, 1, push it. Yes. Phew, that's a relief. Way off my mind to say the least. Right, by the time we nab this one, we'll be 2 crests down. And even then, that's not the end of it. So now there's 2 other crests we have to interface with to even think of getting anywhere near the guardhouse. An additional method to get a crest will be ensconced in a blue jewel. This blue jewel is basically inside a statue, which we have to push off one of the stair balconies and then come down to the dining room to get that jewel to get one of the crests. The final crest will be guarded by one of the most biggest roadblocks to begin with in any reconciliation of survival horror. And let's just say when this opposition makes its presence well and truly known, it's not something to take for granted or get too overconfident in trying to outwit. Hello, fella. And the good thing with this statuary is good because you can use the statue to kind of as a physical barrier between me and the Z can't touch me. Unless I'm this close to him. Come on, cheerful Charlie. I know you're playing possum, so I don't even know why you're trying to make out that you're not. Having for a race. Fancy a race, zombies? Of course, at the speed you guys move at, what was I thinking? All jokes and civil sarcasm aside, kind of help me meet the tension and seeing this game head on, etc, etc. Imagine being in a real life situation like this, where if you get so much as a nick, a scrape or a bite from any of these things, you end up joining their ranks and essentially end up losing every reservoir of what it really truly means, mind over otherwise and beyond, in being totally human. These researchers and whatever were working for the wrong side. Okay, I'm not gonna say anything to say that they weren't. But the fact that they've ended up victims of their own design, of his own fictitious virus that they should have known a darn sight better to even mess about with in the first place. I think it's one of the most scariest punishments that could ever go the whole hog with people or companies working in the side of evil, especially in video games like this. These researchers were once people, and now they're nothing more than shambling corpses or ravaged bodies, half playing possum for their next meal, or pretending to be dead, or stripped bare like bipedal kindling, ravaged and torn to shreds in a corner. So, where cautionary tales in games go, they couldn't get any more on a really great cautionary tale in not messing about with things you don't understand, even especially where viruses are concerned with the Resident Evil series. Because as I said, the researchers were originally people once before in game, before they succumbed to the fictitious T-virus in this franchise. But then at the end of it, it's very hard to have sympathy even for previous researchers and staff in this fictitious location, the Arclay Mansion or laboratories, when essentially hitherto morning, noon and night, the only reason this panned out the way it did was because they brought it on themselves. Thinking that they could be the final authority with a virus that they thought they could always be on top of and control. And now the virus is in their system in game, and we're practically the only people with cognitive thinking and reason and common sense, even like wandering around this rickety, shambling, abandoned mansion in the middle of nowhere. So remember, okay, so recall just now we picked up that little blue gem, so now we can go on to other bits after we just dealt with the other little antic of this episode. Yeah, we should have about 3 crests of a dozen now. The fourth one we're to pick up is the last crest for this segment of the game. But it's probably even when we do get to trying to take it from a certain boss I'm thinking about, that's going to be the most dangerous and most deadliest antics to try and our luck with throughout the whole game. Running around this little area, seeing what else we can find and see. Hopefully I'm just double checking I haven't missed anything and all that. Downstairs again. Why on earth not? Okay. So let's see now. Yeah, I think I'll just drop some of these bits off me things. Or something. Thank Faf for the item boxes. Literally the best thing that they ever put in this game. The item boxes are more than the greatest thing in the game. They're, how can I put it? Okay. Think of the item box a bit like the Doctor's TARDIS. Entirely different franchise, but it pretty much gets the point across in how good and unanimous these and impressive these item boxes are. So even if you go like a million miles away or whatever to say another part of the building, say you go from the mansion to the guardhouse, or from the mansion to the caverns underneath the courtyard, or from the caverns to the laboratory, wherever you go throughout the game, you'll come across a save room eventually with these item boxes. And it doesn't matter where you go, etc, etc. If you go into a save room with these item boxes, that's the best thing of all, because when you walk into a room with these item boxes, everything that you've essentially put in an item box, despite it being in an entirely different room or save room before now, will automatically show up in that exact same item box, regardless of wherever you are across the tiers of locations or building. That's, okay. Survival wise it doesn't make sense, but in a video game perspective it kind of does just about, so it certainly helps to not pad the back and forth and get bits too much.
Richard, what happened?
Good question.
Oh, Jill, this house is dangerous. There are terrible demons. Ouch!
You can say that again.
You're wounded. What kind of demon attacked you?
Nothing nice, I should think.
It was a huge snake, and also poisonous.
Poisonous? Oh no. Richard, hold on.
There is serum.
I think you're asking a lot, Jill, from severe injuries like that.
Oh no, I should have brought some with me.
No problem. I'll go and get it.
Thanks.
So no, don't get me wrong. I do know where the serum is in the game to kind of attempt to save this character's life, but it's a very it's quite a mute not ambition. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a very mute request or side mission, if you will. Because in the original game here, like here, whether you're playing Director's Cut or the original game, RE1, it doesn't matter whether you give them the serum or not. Even if you give him the serum in record time, the serum won't be enough to save him, and he'll die anyway, whether you give him the serum or not. So, I just don't understand why the game basically forces you on this optional errand of us, if you will, when it doesn't matter hand over bad regards whether you give him the serum or not. It's just going to turn into the same accumulated outcome as always. No, don't get stuck on that, George. Run past it. There you go. Through the door. Down this little hallway. Oh, blooming. Talk about your persistent zombies. Well, they're lacking common sense and sheer brain power. The more they make up for in mass persistence. Not nearly enough. Oh no, I'm not falling for that old trick. Strange. Sorry about that little hindrance there on screen. I don't know why that did that. No. Okay, Mr. Z. You want to play ball? I've got a game to play. It's called Catch the Shotgun. In this case, catch the bullet. And we caught the bullet alright, but right, now this one, if you're careful, you can actually get to the door mighty fine without having to shoot that one. Because that one's so situated out in the way under the stairwell every time you come out, it's practically not worth even wasting bullets on that darn son. Ink ribbon, yep, I'll take that, thank you very much. Serum. Yes, I darn will take that, yep. I don't know what was going on now. I was trying to make Jill open up the item box and it wasn't happening for some reason. I'll have to combine those ink ribbons to free up space in the inventory. So yeah, like once you know the shortcuts and the best ways to navigate through the mansion areas, specifically with Jill's Let's Play, the game or campaign rather, there's not really a lot stopping you. Well, there are in the prism of roadblocks. And believe me when I say these roadblocks can come in forms in so many unpredictable fashions in game, especially for people who like new to this franchise and this first game in particular. But there may very well be roadblocks morning, noon and night that a multitude of newcomers to this series wouldn't expect. And that combined with the shock value would definitely make for some quite interesting reactions and unnerving moments throughout the gameplay when we get to that bit. Just hopefully so we can get through the segment when we get to that point without him being too much of a toe rag. Because when the chips are down, when he wants to be a right bugger with it, he'll stop at nothing to make it more the very, very tedious and as challenging as it can possibly get. So yeah, this is coming on quite nicely so far. Yeah, we've got a lot accomplished. We're doing alright for the crests. We've got 3 of the crests. Just need to nab the 4th one in a bit. And then, before we can say go, we'll be able to proceed to the guardhouse. Just have a little tweakaroo in the old inventory before we do anything else. Ink ribbon. Just put the crests sort of all together in one place, so it's kind of a lot less stressful to find them, you know, like they're not hard to find, but just sometimes if we put certain items with certain aspects and the like, they're a lot less tedious to locate in one go. Okay. No. Let's go on to this little area next, methinks. And just head down this little area. Okay then. I suppose we'd better give this fella his little shot of serum or whatever, regardless of whether it does the job or not.
Here's the serum. Richard, hold on. I'll give you a shot now.
Jill, here's my radio. You should keep it. I'm...
No! Richard!
Jill, be careful.
See what I mean? Not saying don't be a good team player and all that and watch out for people in real life. course, I'm always for watching out for people, friends and family in real life, but in a video game situation, like this video game in particular, I just don't see the point in adding basically strong-arming the player to retrieve serum to give to this NPC, this non-playable character, just so it's not going to do any good for them at all. Now, if this actually made a difference, or I don't know, gave them a second chance or a second lease at life, maybe I'll see more point in this. Instead of which, they play 50 Shades of Old Serum Run for A through to Z, which sounds like it's going to do a lot more to help them, but in reality it just doesn't. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it, certainly, but it's just find it a very pointless side mission when it doesn't really do anything to change the situation. Talk about your door-to-door service. Sorry about that, my bad, I didn't mean to go that way. I meant to go back to the save room. Because I think it'd be very wise to drop a save after all that. Especially when with 3 very important items heads down and get them where we want to go for the next segment after the mansion to begin with. And I'd rather not get too overconfident, try to go for the 4th crest, have it really go belly up on the whole jurisdiction of this Let's Play, and then have it really bite me right in the behind. So now we'll drop a save in the save room again, and then after we do that I'll come back in the next parts and I'll try and I'll use the key to the attic to the door, etc, to try to get the final crest, hopefully without being munched within an inch of our pixelated lifetime. Okay. Not long now, so we're nearly at the safe room now. Wonderful. Hello, safe room. Great to see you again. Okay. So let's drop a save again. And for the record, it's not like I want to use the ink ribbons like crutches by any means, but then the way I see, I mean, better to drop a save when I think it's prudent or necessary than have to redo all that again. Sometimes, or especially in video games and franchises like this, it's better to be safe than sorry. Especially when one steps into the vexatious world of survival horror in this legacy video game. Thank you for your time, everyone. I'll see you in part 4 of Resident Evil Director's Cut.